Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump on here. I know I went live earlier today, but I'm really excited and I wanted to celebrate you. I hit number one on Amazon.com in two categories, sexual abuse and golf biographies. And you're probably like, how are those categories even remotely related? How in the world are you in sexual abuse? And your book talks about that. And then how are you in golf biographies, which, by the way, my book talks about that. So my book, From Beaten to Badass, my journey of broken blessings and how I became my own hero, is all about me and my life and the things I overcame, which life beat me down and I still became a badass. And I stand here before you as an empowered woman. And now I am a best-selling author on the Amazon list. And I am so excited. And I'm glad that you're here. So I want to let you know that you can actually get your free Kindle edition today on Amazon, today only on Amazon.com. If you go there, you can download the Kindle Unlimited version for free. So I wanted to tell you about that. We're doing some really great things, and I figured the best way to celebrate with all of you today and hitting number one in two categories on Amazon, which, by the way, I'm going to expand in multiple categories. So if you've read my book and you're like, hey, this belongs in this category, put it below, send me a message and let me know what category you think my book belongs in. So I wanted to dive in and say, I've always wanted to be a bestseller. And it's funny because I was doing this worksheet yesterday and I wrote on it, okay, I'm an Amazon bestseller, and that's great. That's a good stepping stone. But I wrote that I wanted to write multiple books, and those books being number one on the New York Times bestseller. So come on, New York Times, I'm coming after you. But I found it very interesting that one day later after I wrote that, I became the number one bestseller in two categories on Amazon.com. So let's celebrate. Let's talk about the impact that this book is making. Yes, it's my story, but it's your story too. And I have this stack in front of me, and you're probably like, what is that stack? I'm looking on Facebook because, as a lot of you know, I tend to not be able to see the comments here on StreamYard. So give StreamYard permission if you can, and I can see them on StreamYard. So let's talk about why it's so exciting. So do you see all this paper? Do you see all this? I've got a stack here of cards and letters, and let's talk about the mission that I am on, which a lot of you know. You can learn on beatentobadass.com. You can learn about my mission, which is make an impact in 2020. It started in 2019, extended through 2020, and then it has expanded and is going on into 2021. And you can go to beatentobadass.com to learn about that. But let's talk about the stack of cards and letters in front of me, because I really want to talk about Beaten to Badass and the elephant herd, and all of you are part of that elephant herd. So, we have sponsored over 525 shelters in the country with that book back there in the background, From Beaten to Badass. And this is just a fraction of those shelters that have actually reached out and said, hey, thank you so much. And I wanted to read some of these today and just share them with you and be like, what? It's great to be number one on Amazon, but what's even better is getting those books sponsored. So here's a card from Missions Incorporated Programs Home Free. They are located in Plymouth, Minnesota. And they said, thank you for the donation of your book to Home Free Shelter. We are going to share it with our residents. We are grateful for survivors like you that are brave and share their stories. That's incredible. I don't know the exact sponsor, who the individual is that sponsored this shelter, but I can always find out. And so we have lots of cards like this. Here is another one from Family Crisis Center in Iowa. They say, thank you for your kind donation and support. We look forward to reading your book. We appreciate you and what you are doing. So there is another example of what kind of impact we're making. Sorry, I'm trying to keep these organized. We have this one from St. Martha's Hall, a big thank you card. And it says, Dear Ms. Bear, what an amazing gift. Thank you so very much for the time and energy you put into this book and sharing your experience with so many. Your gift will be a wonderful resource for so many women. Thank you and be well, Jessica Woolbright at St. Martha's. So there's lots and lots of letters that we have that are from different shelters that really do appreciate the work that we are doing. Another one from Family Crisis Services in Canyon City. And I was actually supposed to speak to them in an event, but then COVID hit and it just didn't happen. So they said, thank you so much for sharing your story and book with us. Our staff is reading it in addition to putting in the shelter. Your courage is admired. So I basically want to talk about, yes, I'm number one on the Amazon I'm a best-selling author now on Amazon. It's credibility, it's knowledge. I'm an expert when it comes to domestic violence and sexual assault. But what's even more important is that we are making a difference with this book. We're making a difference with the story because so many can relate to it today. And if you'd like to sponsor a book and join the Elephant Herd, I would love to have you be a part of that. So sponsor a shelter. It's $25. You can sponsor a shelter. We are at 525 shelters across the country. That's over 18%. And that means 15, I believe, shelters, 15 states / territories, because 14 states and then Puerto Rico are fully sponsored, which means every shelter that I could find and vet and make sure that they were legitimate, helping those impacted by domestic violence and sexual assault, are in fact received a book, and those states are done. So I am just so excited that I hit the number one Amazon bestseller list for 2 categories, sexual abuse and golf biographies, which is pretty incredible because if anybody knows me, I'm a huge golfer, but there are some amazing books out there about other actual professional golfers that are on tour. So I wanted to celebrate today. Like I said, I wanted to read a few notes from some of the shelters. We have a lot more. I'm going to hopefully start posting them and sharing them with you. I've read them throughout the time last year when we received them, but it's pretty incredible because you guys are making such a difference to so many. You have no idea how many people you are impacting, because the book gets sent to the shelter, and then from there the staff read it, they put it in their library for those victims and survivors, and then they find the strength, hope, and courage within themselves because you decided to be the light in their darkness. You've shown them that they are not defined by their circumstances, and they too are a badass. So I'm really excited just to be celebrating this to you. We hit number one on the Amazon bestseller, and that's pretty cool. Number one on the bestseller list on Amazon. So I am now officially this. I should have wrote this before, but I am now a number one best-selling author. So I'm Erin Barrett, best-selling author on Amazon.com with the book From Beaten to Badass. Thank you so much for joining me. And I just wanted to come on and celebrate with all of you because you all are amazing and badass. So thank you so much for your support. I hope you'll celebrate and go download your free version today of the Kindle edition, today only on Amazon, as a thank you for all your support and your generosity. I do hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and we will talk soon. Thank you and have a great day.